Hello there, my dearest VN and global player, and welcome to this Harmonic Challenge 2 guide with my VN account. So first of all, this challenge I think is relatively manageable because the magic flute ability right here I think is relatively weak. So what this means is if you're able to remove the control effect from the Iron, Arden and Almas and Carolina team right here, you are pretty good to go in terms of clearing this stage, because a lot of the advanced mechanics and power up revolves around giving damage based off the control effect. So if you're able to remove control or prevent control totally, then you should have an easy time, right? And most importantly, there's actually an allied buff that gives you control immunity, and there's actually two of them. In fact, one is the Sonorous Bell right here, which removes any control effect from all allies and boosts their attack by 15% for the rest of the battle after they use the Sonorous Bell ability every 15 seconds. So it's a free control removal which helps you with that control immunity side. There's also the War Drum over here. At the start of battle, allies teleport to mirrored tiles on the enemy side of the battlefield, and every 5 seconds, non-summon allies deals damage equals to your team's attack to enemies, and if an ally is hit by a control effect, they become unaffected and increase their attack by 20%. Hence, for this fight, we're going to use this tool to give us that control immunity or that control immunity protection, so that we are able to give the advanced mechanics that boost the enemy stats based on the control effect itself. So first of all, for the mechanics, we're going to go with extra energy recovery as well as weakening control. So weakening control, like I mentioned, increases damage dealt by enemies to targets under control effect by 70%, which doesn't work if you have all your control immunity, your ability to stop your Iron's ultimate at the start of battle, or just having your units having the control immunity at the start of battle. So that's for the weakening control. We're going to do extra energy recovery because like I mentioned earlier, if you can cancel the Iron's instant ultimate and control the enemy on your own side, you pretty much don't really mind that energy regen because they might not be able to get their ultimate off in the first place. And this is every 2 seconds. So if you're able to bring them down within the first 10 seconds, this is not going to be that impactful because they're not going to get their ultimate off, right, in most cases. So next one, the third ability, we're going to go with our ultimate damage boost. So like I mentioned this part, right, the idea of this three buff together is to give your opponent the ability to spam their ultimates, and then from them using their ultimate, they will get the damage boost, the control effect damage boost, as well as the subsequent energy regen. So all you got to do is prevent the first ultimate from going through, prevent them from spamming their ultimate, and this three together gives you 2,400 points for free. So this is for the mechanic side. And then for the advanced side, we're gonna go with this one. Yep, we're gonna go with the second one, which is tier restriction. Reduces enemies damage taken from units below Supreme Plus by 50%. So this one is applicable if you are running a Supreme Plus team, right? Or if your core units, they're all Supreme Plus. So your support units, they don't do that much damage. So the reduction in damage is not going to matter too much to the like killing the enemies itself. But your carries need to be at a Supreme Plus tier. In most cases, I think most of you guys should be running your Supreme Plus tier carry so that you can clear these stages more easily. For the support side, you can run the lower tier. So this is actually amazing for most people that are able to master up the Supreme Plus tier. So if you don't have Supreme Plus tier, I think it will be a little bit challenging for you to clear through in the first place. So no matter what, I think this would be the best amongst the three, because like I mentioned, we don't want to give the enemy the 700 energy to spam or start their energy spamming shenanigans or ultimate spamming shenanigans. So that's why, and we also don't want to give them that magical damage increase by 60%, which is quite big, which boosts up the damage from the likes of Bonnie, Arden, as well as Carolina outside of their ultimates itself. So we're going to go with the second one. Then for the stat boost, similar to the previous one, we're just going to give defensive stats, because as long as they are not hitting too hard, our whole team will be able to survive, and then from there we will be able to win the battle. So these are the different power-ups for this challenge over here. Now let's start the battle. We'll talk about two teams and showcase the team's power. One is the sustain team that I was running yesterday, and the other one will be Iron Almonds control team in general. So we're going to go with this. We're going to go with Damien. Okay, I think we are going to put Hewin here. We're going to put Damien here. So this is my usual sustain team. If you guys have this team, run it yourself. And for the artifact, right, you can actually even run like Forge Bell to give you additional control immunity onto maybe like your OD, for example. And then without further ado, let's start this battle, okay? So this is with Linime. You cancel the Iron ultimate, so you prevent the ultimate from going through, and you still get the control immunity from the artifact ability, the War Drum ability, to prevent the opponent from controlling and getting the damage buff from the control stacking itself. So with these heals as well as the control immunity and you just teleporting on top of the enemy, you're able to kill them from there. So this is the very first team, 3,200 points, damage distribution, mega buffed OD. Another way for you to win this battle is with your own Iron Armor's control. So this is where we're going to use the Iron Armor's control. We're going to change out the units. So we're going to use Iron. We are going to use Almas for the instant root. And we are going to... Okay, for this one, we're not going to use the limit. We're just going to use the usual Iron Armor's team so that we are able to win with just pure control. So for this one, I think we can do this, and then we can do... Okay, kind of want to use Smokey, but Smokey might not be the best here. So, cause like we will still get the Iron ultimate at the start, and there's quite a bunch of control. So for this one, we'll go with Shakir, cause most of my units will be in front, and Shakir should be able to give us that control immunity as well. So for this one, we will go with our... We'll go with Overcharge. So Overcharge will give us the additional haste as well as the HP and energy recovery and control immunity at the start of battle for our Iron's ultimate to pull through first. So let's start this battle. Okay. So one thing about the use of Shakir here is because we're going to teleport all our allies to the enemy side of the battlefield. So when Shakir transform, all the units will be able to benefit from the Lupine Aura almost immediately, and then this is where we are able to clear the stage by just insta-controlling the enemies right here. So yep, if you're not able to attack you, then you won't have any risk of dying, and then you just burst them down from there. So the Iron Armor's Elsa with Mauler Burst. Now, last but not least, let's do a team, right? And showcase that you can easily win with some non-Supreme Plus characters. So we're just gonna build around Lily May being the main carry. And then I think for this case, I think the scarier one will be Bonnie. We kind of want to bring down Bonnie ASAP. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think we want to bring down Bonnie ASAP. We're going to use Reina. So this is all the supports at the Mythic Plus tier. I think we can also use Danny here, because all our units are all powered up to the Supreme tier, right? So the debuffs only work on the damage side of things. So as long as you have units that are able to tank that thing, you should be okay. Yeah, so right here, let's go with our Lawson as well. So this will give us the heal as well as the additional control. So that's that. Let's start the battle. So Lily May being the core will be able to cancel Iron's ultimate. Then we just dive to the enemy side. And then we have the energy regen onto the twins for them to cast their ultimate. So that way, when we burst the enemy, we have the sustain from Lawson as well as the sustain from the twins to keep us alive. So yeah, you can definitely do this with just a simple Supreme team, I think. Yeah, because like the only Supreme Plus unit in this team is Lily May right here. In fact, she's Paragon 1, but I think you should still be able to do it even without Lily May. So I guess for this stage, as long as you're picking the right artifact and preventing the ultimate as well as the skills of the enemies from going through, I think you should be relatively good to go for this battle right here to secure maximum rewards. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys again in my next Harmonic challenge video. Bye guys!